morning. All right, and there's 6 people waiting, so that's exciting. 8 people waiting. Hooray, there's so many people waiting. Hey guys, this is Holly from Cape Cod Creatures, and we have Colleen here with us tonight as well. We should have some other people popping on and joining us for this chat, but we are doing a decklist chat tonight with a special guest of honor, Ivan from Tarot Pros. So I am super excited to see him. He hasn't quite popped on yet, but it is just 8 o'clock, so it's going to take a few minutes. Hey, Amy, did you get your link?
For anyone else who sent in to be on the video chat, there's a link in your email.
Yeah, I sent that out late. I said I'd try to do it by 6 p.m. and my life imploded because retail. So, it's just kind of the way it is. But it's honest. I'm honest. So at least it's honest. You didn't get your link? All right, hang on.
Oh, here's Ivan.
Hi, Ivan.
Hi.
Hooray! I am just trying to get Amy her link. Let's see what is going on. Oh, shit, did I close that? I just said shit. Shit, I said shit. Okay, hang on.
Well, as long as we're getting the swearing out early.
Hey, if we're gonna be salty, let's be salty immediately.
Yeah.
All right, where's Drive? Sorry, Amy, I'm just getting you your link now. Maybe it's because it got sent with the group. Hang on. Let's see, where's my sent emails? God damn it. Oh my god. I am such a doof when it comes to technological stuff. It's like really the worst.
It's okay.
All right,
like...
so...
I think everybody's the worst. I think that's just how this works.
Okay. That's okay. We can all be the worst together. Amy, I'm going to send it to you on Facebook. Because we're Facebook friends, and I can do that. All right, there you go. Sent, Ladyface. All right, where was I? Here we are. And then here we are for this. Okay, so, all right, so we have Lisa joining us, and we have Carice joining us. Okay, so Amy, you should have gotten your link via Facebook Messenger. And anybody else that is just joining us on... Yay! So Amy, you should have gotten your link via Facebook Messenger. Oh, there's the feedback loop. All right, so if anybody is watching this on chat, mute your the original YouTube video, because otherwise it just does this weird feedback thing. And as much as I love listening to myself talk. All right. So we're going to kick this off, I think. Amy, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, good. We are going to... Did you just mute yourself, Amy?
Yes.
Nope, there you are. Okay. Yay! Hi, Mrs. Mitchell. All right, so, yep, do what you got to put him to bed. The link should be in your email to join. Anybody else in the chat box that didn't get an email link if they wanted to join us on live chat? All right, so anyway, just say it in the chat box, but we're going to kick it off. So tonight's live chat is all about decklist. We all have it. We all knows it. We all get the shakes. But we're talking about our 5 favorite decks. We have them for show and tell. And then we are also going to talk about decks that we are currently waiting for, decks that we really want. And we'll also be doing reading roulette, which means that if you want a reading, post your question in the doobly-doo, and we will answer it and answer your questions in turn. So it's not going to be just me doing readings tonight. It will be other people if they feel like it. I'm not going to force you guys into doing readings if you don't want to, but if you want to, hey, why not, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so For those that don't know, we have Ivan from Tarot Pros with us tonight. Wonderful website if you haven't checked it out. It's amazing.
Thank
Ivan,
you.
wave hello.
Hi.
Yay! So Ivan has chosen to remain faceless. It's a mystery. It's fine. All right, and then let me see. Taking care of Carice. Suggestions for aren't they killing your budget? It's like the worst. Okay, so we'll let Ivan kick it off because he's the guest of honor. Ivan, what 5 favorite decks did you bring tonight?
So like I couldn't pick 5 because I'm a horrible person. I have 7, but like I will do 5. So my first one is Type Tarot.
What? I haven't seen that one yet.
It's from Gamecrafter. The maker
that's
is
why I haven't seen it.
Hergel Studios, and basically it's like words on the cards. It's really cool.
That's awesome.
Wow. Well, that's kind of cool, especially for somebody like you that does the like the writing and the prose and stuff.
Yeah, it's like that. This is why I love this deck. Like it. Also, like at first I wasn't like an intuitive reader. Like I was so analytical in the way that I read the cards, and this was like, yes, like it gets me.
Aww.
So and it's so simple, and like how I use it is I look at some keywords and I jot them down, and then I use that as a starting point for the reading, which is really interesting.
Nice. And do you find that each card for each reading, when you do it, do you find different words kind of pop off of the card for you?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Because there's so many different little words and big words. So like when I lay out a spread, like there's different words that pop out or are addressed depending on the reading or the subject matter of the reading.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that is my one. Let's see. The second one would be the Stretch Tarot by J.E. Stretch. This is a collage deck, and it's very nicely done.
Who's the publisher on that one? Is that Gamecrafter too?
It's not Gamecrafter. This was an indie published deck by J.E. Stretch.
Okay.
I can provide links after I'm done.
That would be amazing. I think what I'll do we'll collect I'll collect the links for the decks mentioned tonight, and we'll do like a big post in the the doobly-doo, the whatever that thing is called.
I came prepared. I'm writing down all the decks I see. So
yes, Colleen,
I'll be our secretary tonight.
Yay!
We've been joking about this for like weeks that I'm the organizer.
Awesome. So motion to appoint Colleen as secretary.
Yes. So this one is collage art. I think it's really beautiful. The readings that I get with this deck are just so like on point and hard hitting, and I just love the artwork and the use of mixed media in tarot. I wasn't a fan of it in the beginning, but you know, my thoughts on it changed with certain decks, and this is definitely one that I really like.
How do you find it? How do you find it compares to other collage decks like Disciples or Cult of Weimar? I think is one that's supposed to be coming out soon.
You know how I feel about Disciples. I won't go into that. But so I have another collage deck in this list. And it's on par with this one. There are certain collage decks that I have in my collection that the artwork can be a little muddied because it's doing too much. But for this, I don't find that's the case.
Oh, nice.
I feel like each card represents, you know, what it needs to represent while still allowing you to be intuitive as well.
Cool.
Yeah. My third one is Hidden Waters Tarot. It's based on the like the art of the Rorschach system.
Yes. For those that don't know what Rorschach is, that's the ink blot test where,
Yeah.
you know, everything you look at is, you know, Freud would tell you that, you know, something's wrong with the way you feel about your mom, kind of a thing.
Yeah. So this deck is just gorgeous in every sense of the word. My only gripe with it, which is not really a gripe, it's an artistic choice of the artist, is like, I wish these borders did not exist like on the deck. I wish it was just the artwork in the middle and that's it with the titles. Because they can be a little distracting, but the artwork is gorgeous. And if I ever had a deck that like challenged me intuitively, it would be this one. Like it doesn't come with a book. It doesn't. You're supposed to read it, you know, just intuitively. Yep. And I like that. The color scheme, just you see something different every time you pull a card.
That one looks like one of the bugs from Starship Troopers to me.
It's a gorgeous deck. It's definitely one of my favorites. I actually have the original, and this is the second edition.
Nice.
It's that good.
Any difference between the two editions?
So this cardstock is thinner, and the backs are different.
Okay.
But that's about it. Oh no, and then there's
extra cards.
Yes, there's extra cards. There's I think 3 or 4 extra cards. That she included. Anna Torian is the artist and creator of this deck, and she added 3 or 4 oracle cards that she felt supplemented the original deck.
I'll take extra cards any day of the week.
Yeah, of course. I don't use the extra cards, but they're a nice addition.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And how about we take because this is gonna like pour Ivan's on the spot. I think we'll go to we'll go to Amy now. Why don't you do 3 decks?
Yes.
All right. So I'll start off with the one closest to me. This is like no particular order, but this is the Idiosphincter deck.
Yay!
It's out of print now, so sorry.
Sucker.
But I love it though. How cute. It's just bright, like fun, happy colors. We love it because there's no people.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one thing I don't completely love about it, and for me, I don't like borders in general, but the borders on this are really large.
They were huge.
Yeah.
Like I know that for most people when they self print or go through a printer, like if you're not doing like a ginormous printing or you're not like a huge professional printer that's dealt with this kind of stuff before, you usually add borders because you want to be able to save the artwork, but that shit's ridiculous. Like,
the cup suit is definitely my favorite with all the happy little cups, teacups.
Yes.
So they're cool. I pull this one a lot though. Go in there. 7 of Swords.
Wah. Yeah, that one.
So that's that one. Let's see. I'll show the one that I use at work because I'm a teacher. So technically it's like, oh, you shouldn't really have this. But nobody knows. It sits on my desk. It's the Art of Life Tarot.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it opens like this. It's awesome. It's like the coolest box ever.
Look at that! I love
It just
it.
sits there, and then when you pull a card and you just slide it in the top, it just hangs out like that. So then it's just like, oh, I have a nice piece of artwork on my desk. So then nobody knows.
Stealth tarot.
Yeah, basically. So then it's all quotes from famous writers. I was going through it the other day, and I noticed that this whoever created this, Charlene Livingston, really loves Emerson because there are a ton of quotes by Emerson. And then there's just a lot of pretty famous artwork that you would see in museums. There's Starry Night. Ooh. There we go. And that's
Ooh,
the
I love it.
Star
I love
card.
it.
That's kind of neat.
It's gorgeous.
So that's my favorite work-related deck. So nothing like pulling a card in between classes or just starting off the morning right. then,
Like, oh my god, how do I deal with these little shits today?
and then this is my other favorite one. I'm using this right now on Instagram a lot. Is the Housewives Tarot.
Ooh.
This little cutesy backing here. And it's always like, I don't know, I hear a lot of people just like, I don't know, say, oh, it's just a novelty deck, but I think it reads really well. And what I love about it are the court cards.
Yeah.
Have personalities. So like,
Yeah, they're
probably can't find it now, but today I pulled the Page of Swords. Oh, here he is. This is so hilarious to me. So he's running with scissors. He's got his handprints all over the walls. It's like, these are my children.
Leroy Jenkins.
So I feel like this deck wins for court cards because they really have these personalities and can really kind of get to know them a lot better than the ones where they're kind of rider clones where they're all just sitting on a throne. And it's like, well, what's really the difference between these people all sitting on thrones? So.
One of them has a cat. That's it.
That's the one that matters.
Yes. So those are my top three.
Awesome. And Colleen, it is your turn. You are in the hot seat.
Awesome. Okay. So the first three were really easy because I think I've talked about this on Instagram a little bit. I have decks that I call tower decks. They're the decks where the first card I ever got from them was the tower. And I think that's just tarot's way of saying I'm going to rock your world. So the first one is the Line Strider, which is from Llewellyn. I have the terrible card stock, and it doesn't interfere with how good the deck is, though. And it's just my favorite. It's my baby.
I love Line Strider. I really hate that you can't get the indie printing anymore.
I'm scouring eBay. I'm scouring eBay like daily for it because I need it.
Yeah, I basically was begging everybody on Eclectic Tarot like for months. So I was just like, please, somebody out there must have this.
In the meantime, I mean, it's still pretty, even if the cardstock is the worst.
Yeah, I mean, it's a gorgeous deck, but I will never, like, I am all over her Instagram like white on rice. So when she releases a deck, I'll be like, I am just gonna buy from her.
Yeah, I have her other decks as well so far, because I love her that much. The next
what
one
other ones does she have? I know she's got the I know she's got Scrying Ink Lenormand.
And she also has Hedrick Botanicals, which is actually a flashcard and oracle set. So it has writing on the back with medicinal and herbal and magical associations with plant, as well as an oracle meaning, which is good.
I did not know that. I will be scouring the interwebs for that later tonight.
I bought it on Ivan's recommendation.
Yeah.
I'm
evil, you guys. Like I'm the worst. Like
Ivan is the worst. Can confirm.
Yeah, his website's dangerous.
So next I have the Fountain Tarot, which I didn't think I was gonna like. I didn't think I was gonna like this at all. I didn't think the abstract art was gonna do it for me. I thought the colors were gonna be too light, but in person it's actually fairly vibrant. And,
I have to agree with that.
Yeah.
And it's not as cold as it originally appears. I mean, there are definitely cards that feel cold, but on the whole, I think it's actually pretty cool. And it's actually really easy to read with. And it's probably my go-to when I want to get hit in the face with some truth. Which is kind of a running theme. I do like the decks that just kind of give it to you straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last one is kind of new to me, but again, it was a tower deck, so it was kind of immediate, and we're in love. I have the Boughton Dream Tarot by B. Nettles, the photograph deck. It was like the original first photography deck that was done in the 70s, so all of the special effects are like darkroom effects, which photography nerd here. Yes! So I guess most of like a lot of the original images from this were all like done over the course of a couple days. in one location, and then she did the rest of it through like darkroom effects and getting other things together.
Amazing.
And it's just, it feels like summer in a deck. And it's just kind of cool.
Really? Because to me, it feels like Halloween.
It does have a little bit of a Halloween vibe, but it's mostly because the colors, that sepia tone, it has that like nostalgic thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it really feels like an old like home video of a summer vacation.
Oh,
you know? Yeah. So this is my latest love. We're never going to part. Those are my top
I love
three.
it. All right. Nobody else, huh? Okay, I guess I'm in the hot seat now. It is what it is. But yeah, Colleen, you need to message me what the name of that tarot deck is, because you know I'm gonna like oh my god, my husband's gonna kill me. No money. He's gonna be like, what are these
I'm gonna email you the whole list of everybody's. So
excellent.
yeah.
All right. So for my first deck, I have to go ahead and just say I love my trusty rusty bird tarot. I love the shit out of this little deck. I special ordered this one from Japan. It's not available in the States. So I had to sign up for a proxy shipper, which is a ginormous pain in the ass. And then I had to figure out how to Google Translate Japanese websites. And then I had to, then I had to wait. And when you proxy ship, you pay not only fees, you pay fees to the proxy shipper for being nice enough to send you items, because Japan does not ship direct to the United States for whatever reason, unless you are buying wholesale. So yeah, it's a ginormous pain in the butt. So anyway, they are, it's basic rider weight. It's pretty much a clone with very, very tiny little details, like, because it is such a small size, it's bridge card sized. But most of the rider weight details are there. They've just replaced them with pet birds. And I love that they've replaced them with pet birds, because I have pet birds. I love my pet birds. And I could just, like, it's rider weight with no people. How do you not fucking love that? Like, how are you not like, yes, I am all about this? Amy, I'm checking in with you because you're frozen on the bottom of my screen. Are you okay?
Yeah.
All right, good. Just making sure you're still there. So super fun. I've actually signed up to be a wholesaler for this deck, and they finally got back to me with like minimums and costs. I just have to save some ducats, but I'm going to be retailing this in the States. So I will see how July is financially, and then I get to order 200 of these. And oh my God, why am I doing this to myself? You'll be able to get your own copies of Bird Tarot. It's expensive and it's tiny, but it's totally worth it if you're having trouble with rider weight because you don't like the people and you just happen to fucking love cockatiels. So
I have another idea for you too.
What?
Little plug for your amazing tarot sphere. If you do a giveaway, you can use that as one of the prizes for your giveaway to promote Tarot Sphere.
Oh, I'll be doing it. I'll have 200 of them to give away. So. I can just see Chris coming home now. You guys don't know what Chris looks like, but he's basically, I hope he's not on here watching, but he's like this big man. Like he's bald and he's legally blind, so he's always doing this, and he's just like. And he's just like, he's this huge dude because he does like lots of, one of us has to exercise and clearly it's not going to be me. So I just see him coming home being like, what the hell is this? So that would be amazing. So that would be the first deck that I love. The second deck that I love is kicking around in my bag. And of course, I'm going to be this guy right now. The Wild Unknown. Aww. Womp womp. I just really love it. And this is the 3rd edition. I scoured the internet again for the 1st edition and the 2nd edition. The 2nd edition I actually was able to make out on. There's a store in California that was like fire sailing their 2nd editions because the 3rd edition was out. And they had no, I get it, like, I'm only assuming they had no idea what they had. So
Yeah.
I got like, I got a second edition Wild Unknown for like $20, which was awesome. And then the first edition, I kind of like, you know, karma came back around on that, and I got it. I got it from Magic Moods for like 80. So yay! Money well spent, I think, though. For 2 out of print editions of this deck, I spent about $60 a piece, which I really can't complain too much about. But the 3rd edition is my favorite. I've got it upside down. The cardstock on it is super shuffleable. It took like a day or 2 to break it in, but that's the problem that the other 2 decks have, is that they're not very bendy. I do miss the triangles on the back for whatever reason, but sometimes I don't. I don't know. It depends on the day. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish you had triangles on the back. And yeah, I hope he doesn't either, but maybe he'll have heard the part where I said I saved so much money on the other one. For those that don't know, Brenda just said that she hopes that Chris isn't hearing how much I spent on the 1st edition Wild Unknown. But I mean, it's still in the wrapper. I actually bought it as an investment. Like 3 years from now, when people are still like gaga over this deck, I'm gonna be like, oh, look what I have still in the wrapper. Oh my goodness. Which is maybe horrible, but it is what it is. But yeah, the cardstock on this is just so much better, and there are a couple of upgrades to some of the artwork. It's a little more colorful. I think Temperance is the only one that wasn't served by adding more color. Let's see if I can find it real quick. It's one of the most colorful cards in this deck because it's such a beautiful deck. But no, that's no. So the nice part is it's a mostly black and white deck with just like little pops of color. So when she did Temperance, this rainbow background was black and white, and the heron was in black and white. So all you had was the colorful teardrops and the colorful flames. And that's kind of like, okay, you're adding some balance. And I felt like that color was just served, like it served so much better. But then she added the rainbow in the background, and it just kind of like, it makes this card busy. Like it's just a very busy card to me now. Like the flame is a little washed out, but I don't know. That's just my personal preference. Other people love that card's colored in. So I don't know. All right, so that is number 2. And then number 3, I'm kind of choosing on the fly because I too could not just choose 5. I brought like who joined us? Oh my God, somebody popped in. Who is this?
Me, Mrs. Mitchell. Hello.
Hi, Mrs. Mitchell. That is so weird for me to say. That's next.
Leona works.
Hi, Leona. How are you?
Great.
That is so much better.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, because it's like, oh, just go to Ms. Mitchell's. Do you need a Cape Cod sweatshirt? There, like say it like 100 times a day.
Oh,
all right, so you know what I'm going to choose for my 3rd deck. I'm going to give it a plug because I really do love this little deck, and its artist is amazing, and she deserves so much exposure. The Dancing Unicorn Oracle.
Ooh.
And the artist is Melly Test, and she is absolutely beautiful and amazing, and she's so awesome. She does mixed media paintings and what have you, and she dances and she paints these amazing unicorns on mixed media. Like it's totally a hug deck, but sometimes not. Like it's weird to explain. Like these are so gorgeous. The downside of this deck is that it is indeed a Game Crafter deck. Womp womp.
why?
I know. But the bright side, so that's one downside. But one upside to balance that is she upgraded absolutely everything about it. Like it's printed on their best stock, it's printed on their biggest cards. It comes in their 2-part clamshell box. The downside, the second downside, is that those upgrades are not free. This deck probably cost Oh my god, this deck should totally fight Rebel deck. It would be amazing. This is the most, I did like a 5-deck purchase on GameCrafter, and out of all the decks that I purchased, this was the most expensive. I want to say it was over $50.
Yeah, I did an order on GameCrafter as well, and the deck that I bought was like $75. And I'm like, the artwork is good, but like I already am preparing myself for the worst card stock in my life.
Yeah. So the thing that I like about GameCrafter is that it gives people who otherwise wouldn't have a way to get their decks out into the world, a way to get their decks out into the world, right? Mm-hmm. The thing that I hate about GameCrafter is when I don't fucking know that the deck I just spent $45 on is GameCrafter. Like, that is, if you're going to do GameCrafter and you're a creator and whatnot, like, that's cool, that's fine, that's great. I love that you found a way to get your shit out into the world. Don't surprise me with that shit, though. Like, don't.
I know which one you're talking about.
I do, too.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be the first one, and it certainly won't be the last one. So anyway, to balance out, I guess, this deck is expensive, but it's made up for by being on the linen stock and in the nice box. Mm-hmm. And it also comes with a guidebook, which a lot of the GameCrafter decks do not. Yeah. The other part about it that makes it totally worth it is she's got like a 100 and some odd page download with it. Like, it comes with a full guide. She does these things called Anahata codes, which I have no idea what they are, and like these spiritual activations are supposedly like imbued into each card, but each of these is actually like a painting that she did. She didn't do them online. She didn't, like, she put up a big canvas and like smeared paint all over it and like went to town. So she put a lot of hard work into this deck, and if you're into things like Anahata codes and sacred activations, like, you get those with the deck as well. I don't use them. You know what? I use them as affirmations. Some of them are really good, but then some of them are kind of dark. Like, there was one that was just like freedom from, like, or it was like, don't be addicted to drugs or heroin. Like, it was like some really specific, like, it was like, what? Like, I was like, okay, I won't. Like, oh my god. And it was on a card that it totally didn't match. It was just like, let freedom be prancing or something, and then it was just like, stop doing heroin, and it was just like, oh my god. So yeah, that was kind of weird. But it's just such a good. I actually, like, when I use this deck a lot, I'll be having coffee in the morning, and kind of like, fuck, I gotta go to that store again, because for those of you who can't tell, I've totally become disenchanted with small business ownership, and I'm just like, it's like one of those, like, let's sit in the car for 10 minutes and like just kind of breathe before we have to go in, and then I'll pull one of those to kind of be like, okay, there's my happy, let's go. So I really do love this little deck. And Melly is amazing, and I keep trying to be like, do a Kickstarter where Dancing Unicorns are better card stock. I'd do it. And she keeps being like, no. I'm just like, oh, why?
I mean, like, to a side note, like, there's makingplayingcards.com, there's Printer Studio. It can't be that much money, like, more money from those. Like, it has to be around the same price.
It's not. I think what's happening is that GameCrafter is like, we have this amazing, like, 100, like 300 some odd GSM linen, whatever, and then you get like these really shitty card stock, and they probably have an amazing. I call the, like, for those that don't know, I call them the Blue Buffalo of the. If Blue Buffalo is a dog food, I'm sure you all have seen the commercials where they're like, we're better than Purina, and we have this amazing stuff and ingredients and whatnot. But then you go and look at the ingredient list, and it's like the first 3 ingredients are like, all right. And then like the next 40 bajillion are like, that's shit. It's a horrible food with a wonderful marketing campaign. So GameCrafter is kind of like the Blue Buffalo of the printing game. They are a horrible printing company with a wonderful marketing campaign. Like, I think people just kind of get caught up in it. Like, they're like, oh, well, look at all these people using GameCrafter. It must not be that bad. It's that bad.
You make a petition in the forum about their terrible card stuff.
Oh, there's somebody there right now who's like, oh, you could use Game Crafter, and he's like, oh, I've used Game Crafter and haven't heard any complaints. And in my head, I'm just like, no. He's like super sweet. His screen name is Real, Reall, and he's awesome. He actually put up a what do you call it? Poll where you can vote. Anyway, Mrs. Mitchell, it is your turn. We're doing the first 3 of our favorite decks.
Oh, okay.
Lay it on us, Ladyface.
Alrighty, alright. I hope I'm coming through here. Hope it's working. Oh, there it goes a little. I think it's working.
You're working. You're good.
I reckon.
Alright, good. Okay. Number 1, right? Sure everybody's seen Anna Kay. I don't know why, but this one is just my favorite. It's just like a storybook looking. And I swear one of these cards, it looks exactly like this past life regression I had before. So right after that, I seen that. I was like, I need this in my life. Like, I feel like it just, like, even if you don't know anything about tarot, I feel like you could still use this. Because it's just so clear. Like, everything just shows you right in the face, you know? Let me see if I can use one card here. The Seller. Of course, I'm not going to be able to pull it out now. And it's going to be the last one. There it is. Nope. Well, it's not wanting me to find it now. So, but it's the Ace of Coins in here. It's great. And then number 2, I seen somebody shuffling it a little bit ago. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Although lately this thing has been a little spicy for me, I have to say. Like, it's been kind of smacking me in the face for some reason. I don't really know why, but it's just being a little rude, and I'm not wanting to hear what it has to tell me lately. But, I mean, I'm all about the 70s, so... Oh, geez, and everybody's frozen now. I hope it's not me that's frozen.
No, it's good. You're good.
Oh, okay, everybody's frozen. Okay, and then, you know, this is one that I don't usually see very often, like on YouTube or anything, but the Tarot of the Absurd.
Ooh.
Yes, it's like, that's the back. It's just like a cool little door, but it's very funky. Like, I don't know, it makes you feel like you're like at some kind of cool beatnik place, like with some cool funky music going on. They all got like crazy hair and stuff.
I like that.
I actually ordered this off of Amazon, but I think you can get it right from the creator, but it wasn't very, I think it was only like $30. I mean, the cardstock's a little flimsy. It doesn't have a box or anything, but I'm just surprised that it doesn't get more attention out there.
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little plain, so maybe that's why, but I'm just surprised, like, everybody out there, I think I keep flipping to the same things here. Everybody out there, check it out. It's very awesome.
They almost look like this weird, like the paintings you'd see on the side of like those like ancient Greek jars or something.
Yeah, that's what it kind of reminds me of, like on Hercules with like those singing.
Yeah.
Yes, with the noises. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Where's James Woods when we need him?
It's funny because like that style, like the dark background and like the art is in white, is so popular like right now. So like I don't understand like why that doesn't get attention.
Yeah,
I haven't even heard of it. I'm excited.
Yeah, this I think is a great one right here. I mean, you can see the.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Ooh.
like, yeah, you would think that this would be like a big trending thing just because of the style of it, but surprisingly, I just don't really see it.
I liked how his hand was a hoof.
You liked how what?
I liked how his hand was a hoof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
It's like, ooh, hoof hands. Let me come sit on your lap, Jen. Ooh, like
Oh
that's
yeah, he has a very sexy body, and then like a weird. He has like a cow head. Looks very inviting, right?
There are places to go with that, and we just won't. We just won't tonight.
There's so many places. There, like this one is really bad too, but I mean, I love it because I can totally see why. But I mean, there's lots of places you can go with that. But that's
Oh
just
yeah.
yeah. Some vulnerabilities there. Come on.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that deck needs to be more popular. I feel like some laughs could be had.
Yeah, it makes people smile when you do a reading with it. But that's 1, 2, and 3. I don't know.
All right. So, Ivan, it's back to you. You got 2 more for show and tell.
Okay. So my next one is World Spirit Tarot.
Are you reading my mind?
So the main reason why I love this deck is because the court cards are genderless, which is
nice.
Excuse my language. It's fucking amazing. Like being a queer person, like this was the deck that I'm like I needed all my life. So like you have Sybil, Seer, Seeker, and Sage. And I'll link after the chat. I actually have a blog post about this and how I think it's so important to see the court cards as more than just the standard archetypes in tarot. And I think this deck in particular like really helped me on my journey of tarot and inclusiveness in reading for other people and myself. And
well,
so
I think it's I feel like not to cis hijack that on you, but as somebody who's had real trouble with the court cards, like trying to read them, because sometimes, like I always like to say it's like 16. Yeah, it's like 16 fucking cards, but with 16 fucking meanings for each fucking one. And yeah, that deserved fucks. Like I tend to find myself more drawn to queer decks as well because those cards don't have gender. Those cards don't have like any specific like it's a dude with red hair. Like go find one and like it's in your life somewhere. Like no, like it's a little easier to actually intuit. Like so I'm actually like super excited at the queer movement in tarot and the genderless movement in tarot because it's just like finally I can fucking read these. Yes. Like thank God, because it's like.
By the way, later, if anyone's looking for a court card resource, I'm building one on Tumblr.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Ivan's been participating. I'm doing a thing. We're calling it Tarot to the Court. I still have to catch up on making the master post for what we've done so far. But for the last couple of weeks, and as we go, we're going to do a card a week, and the community's coming together over there. So it will be a bunch of different perspectives on each card. You can really read what other readers are doing with them, how other people's are re-envisioning them and deconstructing them. And it'll be on rososwords.tumblr.com, and that's what I'm doing.
It's amazing. It's an amazing resource.
You know where to post that. You know where to put it.
Yeah.
You know exactly where to put it. And you need to remind me about it 1,000 times because I want to like. I don't know, Amy, are you in?
I don't do Tumblr. Can you do it on Instagram?
I'm going to move it to Instagram afterwards.
Oh, great.
I don't think you need Tumblr to see Tumblr posts, though, right?
Yeah.
No, yeah, you don't.
Yeah, so you don't need Tumblr to see the posts and what have you.
Have you fixed the issue about linking things in the chat?
What? How do you mean?
YouTube doesn't let us do it. But I'm going to just put spaces in it.
Let you do it? Can you link it?
I'm going to put, I just put spaces in it and told people to take the spaces out.
That works.
Yeah.
Can you put it in the chat for like the Hangouts, and then I can put it in the chat for the other chat?
Okay, that would be great. Let me do that right now.
Or I can do this. Nope, I'm 2 steps ahead of you. Don't worry about it. Gotcha.
Okay.
I erased to the T.
It's okay. I think I might have given you the wrong link anyway, so let me fix it. And like I said, I'm not up to date. I run this challenge once before when it was just like me, one other person, when I first started Tumblr. So there are master posts for most of the cards already, but they don't have all of the updated links yet.
Yeah. It's such a good resource. Like I love seeing other people's interpretations of the court cards. I was having trouble with it, so what I did, my segment within the Tarot to the Court is I take each court card and I pretend that the court card is giving you advice, and that's how I write my Tarot to the Court post, which I think is really cool.
And I have no rhyme or reason to mine. Like half the time, I'm like, "Hey, this reminds me of a song."
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just like, this looks like the Weasleys, and the Queen of Swords is a bitch. I don't know. Bye. It's like, what do you know? It's a bitch. Like,
So sorry to side rail us from deck list. Please continue, Ivan. Continue making me jealous.
Okay, so this one is not. The next one is not a tarot deck. It's not even an oracle deck. But I use it as an oracle deck. A lot of people on YouTube are starting to find it. It's called Digsit.
yes! Yay!
And basically it's a storytelling board game, but the cards are freaking amazing. Like, they're borderless, and they're just phenomenal. The things that you can just pull out of these cards is amazing, and I love them for writing and journaling. And I've even given some readings with these that are really intuitive, and I don't know. And because there's so many expansions and so many sets, you can literally create your own custom deck. Which
awesome.
It's amazing. It's so amazing.
Also, for those of us that have a problem spending money on decks, like Ivan, sorry in advance.
Yeah.
There's like 40 expansion packs for that stupid deck. Like,
But it's great because who hasn't wished that tarot had an expansion pack?
Oh my god.
I haven't. Like, I'm still trying to learn all the shits. Like, I can't even.
You'll get there. I forget. I've been doing this for like 16 years, so.
Oh my god. Yeah, I tried it for a hot second when I was a moody teen, and my mom was like, "Get that out of the house!" And I was like, "I hate my life." Black eyeliner. Burned a hole in the carpet with some incense. It was a good time.
So those are my 5.
Excellent.
Yay.
All right, so Amy, you are next. What are your last 2?
So I'm going to start with the Kitty Kahane Tarot.
Ooh, yes!
So, I don't know. I came across this deck on either Facebook or YouTube. Someone was talking about it. So, if you want it, it's really expensive and really hard to find in English, but I found it on abebooks.com, and if you don't mind getting the German edition, it was like, I spent like $20 on it. And it's the same deck, but the guidebook is just all in German. And the keywords on the card are in German, but it's really not too hard to figure out. So the artwork is like so fun.
And if you don't mind marking up your deck, you could easily like Google Translate those and little whiteout and a little pen.
Oh!
That's sacrilegious.
I actually really kind of like it with the German, and I took German in high school, so that's why I'm the star with the fun, funky colors. So yeah, you're not, totally find it.
You just said, Amy, I think you might have crapped out there a little bit.
What happened?
Can you like say what you just said, like your last couple of sentences?
Yeah, so like I said, if you don't mind, the German, and you can easily translate the, you can type in the German from the guidebook and just look up what it says. Because the guidebook is like small. It's like really super tiny. But it does have like little pictures of the cards in it. It's kind of neat because I can tell, even though I can't really translate, it's been like I haven't read German since I was in high school. But they give you like a traditional meaning, and then they give like her interpretation of it. So I should probably try to sit down and try to figure it out. Good way to practice my German again, but this is the That's cute. So if you like reversals, this isn't going to work because this is a non-reversible bag.
Name of that again?
Hmm?
What was the name of that one?
Kitty Kahane?
Ah,
Yeah.
I have a friend in Germany. I might have to be a gift.
Yeah. All right. So I have to decide between a tarot deck or an oracle deck because I brought two to the party. So I was a cheater too. I brought 6.
Maybe we should do an honorable mention.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do honorable mention at the
All
end.
right. So I'll stick with the tarot theme then. So then this is my newest one, but I really like it. Most people seem to have it. It's the Crystal Visions.
Ooh.
Just like your
Ooh.
traditional, but it's pretty. It's, you know, a very like feminine kind of deck. Kate from dailytarotgirl.com loves this deck. So it had been on my wish list for like 2 years, but I just never got it. I have no idea why, but then I got it as a gift. This was my draw from it today. This is the moon, and I really like it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, with the little wolves next to her.
I like that one.
Yeah. Although I had trouble reading this one this morning because it was in the like, what am I holding on to that needs to be let go? And I love this card so much that I'm like, no, I don't want to let go. Like, what could be so wrong with the moon that I would have to let go? So I had to really stretch myself there with that. So those are my 5.
Awesome sauce. All right, Colleen, you are on deck for your last 2.
I'm glad we're doing honorable mentions because I secretly had a 6.
We thought you're supposed to be the good one, Colleen. You're supposed to be the good one.
Here's the thing. I had one that came in last week, and I'm like, I haven't owned you long enough. You don't get to be on the list. But it's sitting here anyway. Ivan knows exactly which one it is. But the Dreaming Way was, when I got back into tarot last summer, the Line Strider was the deck that pulled me back in, and the Dreaming Way is the one that sold me. It's a extremely beautiful deck. It's a Korean illustrator, and the guidebook is actually a little white book, but it's from a Korean Buddhist perspective. So some of the cards have slightly different meanings as a result, but otherwise it's fairly Rider-Waite-Smith, and I love this Emperor because he looks totally befuddled, and I feel like that's just how it should be. And, you know, everybody's really well dressed. It's just kind of a really easy, intuitive read for me. One of the best towers.
Sometimes, though, because sometimes the people are like, sometimes they're old timey, and then then you've got that girl like coming back from the mall with all her bags.
It just doesn't stick to a time period. It's really interesting to me also because it's very much a Korean deck, but like it has that American folk art feel to it with all like the checkerboards and all of the ginghams and stuff. So
or like an Alice in Wonderland, but like a redraw kind of like old timey.
Yeah, it's really interesting because a lot of it's in this really old fashioned illustrative style, but then some of it's really high fashion.
Those trendy Asians.
Yeah.
It's such a strange deck, but it's really easy to read, which is, you know, at the
I've
end of
seen
the day,
that deck
really
trimmed,
nice.
and it's beautiful.
It does look really beautiful trimmed. I wish I had steadier hands. And then the last one is the one that I was like, I always put this on my list. Don't I have something better? Couldn't I put something different in? But it was my first deck.
You love what you love, Colleen. You love what you love.
It was my first deck, and it's important to me. It's the Aquarian Tarot. I have an old school 80s edition that I got in 2000, still new in box, at a store who didn't know what it was. And it's
back in the day when you didn't use magician's powder, you used cocaine instead.
But yeah, it's I mean, it's a beautiful 1970s deck. It's all very portrait based, and I fell in love with the art style. A friend of mine bought it for me because she could see I was literally not leaving the store until someone got it for me. and I didn't know if I was allowed to buy it for myself because you don't know. Like I live in the middle of nowhere. You only hear from hearsay. And this is before I found out the tarot secretly has no rules. But yeah, it's a really pretty deck. And it was like the first deck I ever fell in love with. And
Aww.
Aww.
Aww. It's her muffin. All right, Mrs. Mitchell, it's your turn.
All right. Well, since Ivan kind of blew up my spot here, but I have the other edition, so this is the different bag from the first edition.
Yes, the first edition.
And then, of course, this is what I call the Bobby Hill card, because that's what it reminds me of. I don't know if anybody watches King of the Hill. Ready for this?
Yes.
Bobby Hill.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what's different in the second edition. This is different. You should show yours, Ivan.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. But the rest of it is great, and I think it's great how it's made from woodcuts.
Yeah.
And then painted. So I'm like, this the time that it must have taken to do that? I don't know.
What card was that? The sun?
Yeah, I believe so. It must be. Of course, I just stuck it back in. What was I thinking?
I think it was the sun.
Okay. Okay, so this is my son.
Oh, yeah, see.
Oh, Bill.
Yeah.
I miss Bobby Hill. Immediately, I miss him.
Yeah.
I think I would probably just cut out a picture, like I'd print out and then cut a picture of Bobby Hill and like get out a glue stick.
Oh, God. I'm glad I'm not.
Or even if you just did his head and like put it on the kid on the horse.
Oh my God. Somebody that knows how to do Photoshop needs to make that happen.
Oh, no, you don't need that. It's funnier if you do it in MS Paint.
Yeah.
Oh, see, yeah. I don't know how to do any of that computer stuff. I can't believe I got this to work. But I don't know. I like this one too. This is like in the same deck, but I don't know if it's probably too much glare, huh? It's
no,
very.
it's good. We got it. You got us.
Yeah.
I can see it's got trees.
It's
You're
like
good.
she's having to walk through the swords instead of them just being around her. So I don't know. I feel like it just kind of gives you a different feel.
Yeah.
That's very Prismavisions.
Yeah, right? Yeah. You know, I mean, I'm like really on the fence about that one. Like I really want, but then I'm afraid I'm going to be disappointed. I feel like it's going to be like meeting your hero or something.
Same feeling about that deck, honestly.
Right? I don't know. It's tricky. It's tricky. But all right, it's kind of funny that Colleen did her last deck was the first deck that she got because that was mine too. That's what okay, nudity everybody, but the Renaissance Tarot. It's from Brian Williams, who he has a few decks. He did like the Pomo Tarot and the Ship of Fools Tarot that I also have, but it's in order because I don't really use it as much as I wish. I just kind of look at it because I have almost a love-hate with it.
Oh.
I feel like I would have learned more if I would have just got like a Rider-Waite-Smith, but I had this for so long and it's kind of its own system. The swords and the staves in this deck are switched elementally. You know,
Ew.
so yeah, so I'm like, I didn't know because this was my first deck, so I'm like learning all this, and then, you know, yeah, I don't know, but it is nice. I mean, it's Pippish, but if you read it, each one is like a story, with like, I believe it's the Greek gods and stuff. So each one is like each suit is based on a story, so that kind of helps tie it together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Which did make it easier to learn, but I don't know. But I still love it. I still love it, even though it's like yeah, it's like when you have a sibling that you like quarrel with. That's what this is like.
Oh.
Nice. Aw.
Right.
All right. Does that put me in the hot seat now?
Yep. I do.
All right. Well. All right, you assholes. Meet your hero. Like.
I knew it. I freaking knew
it. So I love this deck. It is absolutely 100% beautiful. A lot of people have a lot of trouble reading it. And I feel like that is because, while it does follow rider weight, it doesn't follow traditional imagery, and then people get all like meh about it. So it comes in a beautiful box. First edition. So if you're a collector, like, maybe go ahead and get the first edition. But otherwise, if you get Prismavisions and you're just like, well, maybe I want the first edition for posterity, like, just skip it. I found the first edition in addition to this one, and the second and third edition. I'll probably get the third edition just as a backup copy. But the second and third edition have much brighter. Like the printing is brighter, the colors are brighter, the box is brighter. It looks almost like washed out for first edition, which I think is also, yeah. Like, Ivan,
I got it from the Kickstarter, way back when, yeah.
So if you want to, like, give it another try, like, maybe sell your first edition, because people are looking for it right now for reasons I don't know, because there's no difference between the editions except for the extra card that comes.
Extra card, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the colors are much brighter, and the box is just so well done. Like, I love this box. It's got like a little doobly-doo about it right there. The guidebook is teensy, but it's also loaded with good stuff, but not too much stuff. I keep discovering that unless it's really well done, I don't like my guidebooks crammed with a bajillion things. Just, like, give me the gist of it to kind of jog my memory if I need it, and maybe a little bit about why you chose the image you chose.
Yeah.
Otherwise, get out of here with the rest of your, like, well, if it's for business, and then, well, if it's for business, but with a man wearing a red tie and a fedora, and then if it's a businessman in a red tie with a fedora getting a reading about love, it could mean this too. Like, no, get out of here with that. Like, I don't need your 48,000. I'm looking at you, Colette Baron Reed. I don't need your 48,000 meanings. Just give me the gist. I'll figure it out from there.
I love you.
Aw, I love you too. But yeah, really well done box, I guess, is kind of where I was going with that. I kind of wish it didn't have that on the back.
Yeah.
Like, I wish it was just more eyeballs. And it's silver gilded, which I actually, one of the very few gilded decks that I've run into where I didn't have to peel the cards apart. Looking at you, Doreen Virtue. For fuck's sake. Actually, you know what deck I had a really hard time with the gilding on, surprisingly, was Fountain Tarot. My gilding, because I did their, like, buy one, get one free, and I opened up one copy. I have one copy closed, but the copy I opened, like, those were all stuck together. But yeah, it's 100% beautiful. So, Ivan, I don't know if you can tell, but these are much brighter than the first edition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are. They definitely are.
I have mixed feelings about how varnished the cards are, about how glossy.
I was gonna say, is it more gloss than the first ones, or the first, like, matte, like the fountain?
No, the first aren't matte. They're glossy, but also washed out. So that's like doubly stupid.
Can I say something? Like, so, like, part of, like, this is something that no one talks about, but part of my deck purchase determines, like, how photogenic a deck is going to be, because, like, gloss, like, you cannot Instagram that shit. Like you're always going to have a glare. You're always going to have a glare. Like,
you can't. No, it's really. So I always get lots of laughs at nighttime. I was using spread cloths and whatnot, but, like, half the time when I'm on Instagram, like, it's at, like, 11:58 at night, and like, I'm like, you think these bags are bad? Catch me in an hour. But I'm, like, trying to take pictures. I'm sitting in bed in my pajamas, and, like, all the animals and my husband are on the bed, and we have a light over the bed. So I have that on the dimmer switch, but the dimmer switch is turned way down low, and then I've got, like, this arm lamp, like, over here, and then I'm leaning and, like, but also tipping a phone, and my husband's just like, Jesus Christ, it's gonna fucking print, and I'm just like, I have to get an Instagram picture of this deck, and then I always hate it. It takes me, like, an hour to like, I don't get to bed until, like, so that's the thing I hate about this deck is I can't photograph it, but I always try. And then, like a half an hour, 45 minutes later, like, you know, the indoor lighting is yellow, and then I look at it, I was like, it looks yellow, and then I don't post the picture.
Yes.
And there's flaws.
We need to have another. We need to have another chat called hashtag tarot reader problems.
Yes. Okay. Next week it's happening. Like seriously,
I
it's
got
so bad.
good ideas for that right away. Oh man.
And then I don't know about you guys, but like sometimes you're trying to get ready for work in the morning. You're like, well, maybe I'll just take a picture, and you're not entirely decent. And I worry that I'm gonna like take a picture of this and like have a boob in a photo one of these days, like inadvertent, like you know how they do like those movies where it's like, we identified that man was in the restaurant because of the reflection in this other person's eyeball.
Yes.
It's gonna be, well, Holly was shirtless and eating a yogurt. Like, damn you, Prismavisions.
That's gonna be my tag for now on. Damn you, Prismavision. Whenever I post
it. So yeah, that's Prismavisions. And then to mention it for those that don't know, if you take all the suits and line them up, they make a mural. Like, P.S. they make a mural. Bye. Like, but also you might want to wear underpants when photographing it. So that is Prismavisions. And then I never thought I would include this on the list because I've got like tons of decks, right? And I'm like, I love like, in this deck I was just like, like I'd see photographs of it and I'd be like, I don't like it. I don't understand why people like it. And then I'd see pictures of it and I'd be like, well, it's okay, I guess. And then like I would go back and forth, but there was never really a strong like for it at all. And the super Kickstarter happened, and I am a sucker for a Kickstarter, mostly because I love supporting like small independent businesses. Although at this point, I don't know that I would call this company a small, and it's definitely an independent business, but by no means small. I decided to, they came out with an Oracle deck on a Kickstarter. So I went ahead and I got Pagan Otherworlds.
Ooh, yes.
And I didn't think I would like it. And it turns out, damn it, I do. Like, so much so that it's made the list of the top 5. And then this morning, one of the girls that I shanghaied her into working, she's a friend of mine, but she moved the chair over here, and then it was open with the cards in it, and then she knocked it over and it crashed to the floor, so now my box is all bent up. So that's really like, like I'm trying to keep this shit nice and womp womp. So trying not to be angry about that. Not her fault. I shouldn't have these decks here, but I do, because how the hell am I supposed to enjoy any hobbies? I'm here like 80 hours a week. So anyway. Yeah, small, but they don't tell you that when you're just like, American dream, small business. And you're like, hope you don't like weekends.
Yeah, that's small business life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. And you know what? I don't pay myself, so if I want to dick around and play with cards at work, then damn, what am I going to do? Fire me? Oh my God, that sounds magical. I would love to fire me right now. I'd collect. Anyway, I do love Pagan Otherworlds. I do love ghosts. And I didn't think I would. Because it's very Pippish. It's almost like if TDM and Rider-Waite had a Renaissance baby. Like, it's really weird.
I can see that.
The other thing that I really have a hate on for with this deck, and thank you for popping up, is that the Moonface cards the moon phase cards. I'm like, I get so mad about it and I don't know why, but I don't read reversals and I know how to shuffle to not get reversals. I go out of my way to make sure that my decks are all facing the same way before I start a reading, because I don't feel like reversals are needed. And like, I guess I should be like, this is like a case of, I love extra cards. I'll take extra cards any day of the week, except for in this case, they did moon phase cards, but they only did waxing moon phases, and they did not do waning moon phases because they just figured that if you got it in reverse, that was awesome. So like, we've got half the fucking moon phases, and I am mad about it. Like, I'm mad about it. So these can only ever go in one direction for me, and that's dumb.
Yeah. That sucks,
that's skewed. It's like, so if you read in reversals, like, you're supposed to be able to do this, right? But this little shit in the corner is just like, nope, nope. I hate it. I hate like that. So that is like the one thing about the deck that I can complain about. But otherwise, the box that came in is a really impressive. Oh, it's ripped, you guys. No, I didn't think it was that damaged, but it's ripped now. Oh, I'm gonna have to order a second. Like, I'm gonna have to order a second. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, I'm gonna have to order a second. Like,
hey, if you have a second, then you'll have doubles of the moon cards.
Ooh, tricky. I love it. But yeah,
more reasons.
Oh, yeah. And I have to get the book because I didn't realize they had a book. Browse
Yeah,
their
they sell separately.
Yeah, I know, but like, I was in their tarot section for like a day making that decision. You think I would have noticed it, but but yeah. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if I'm gonna order a second. I don't know if see, maybe that's actually because I don't know if I love it that much. So those are my two. All right. Honorable mentions. Anybody have any honorable mentions or anything they're lusting after currently that they don't have yet? Ivan, go.
So I'm gonna be an asshole to you. Like, this is the Tattoo Tarot by
That's just mean.
by Lana Zellner. It's gorgeous. The only gripe that I have with this deck is 2 of the cards are not finished, and she said that the reason why that they're not finished was because she wanted to keep her artistic integrity and leave them unfinished because those were the first 2 cards she made, which I get. So like, you see, like, 3 of Cups is not finished. It's the 3 of Cups. So like, but
that'll throw you off.
Yeah, the good thing though is US Games picked it up. So she recolored some of the cards, well, both of the cards, and redid some of the cards. So when it becomes mass market, it's gonna feel like a more complete deck. But yeah, this is such a beautiful deck. This is the other card. Just like, I felt bamboozled because like during pre-order, you didn't see these cards. You did not see not one, and not one ad, not one like showing of the cards on Instagram. You did not see like the 2 cards, and I understand why, but I felt cheated.
I don't know. Looking at that one card right there, though, I'm almost like, too bad she didn't do like how the efflorescence has the black and white, and then the color version, like 2 separate decks.
Yeah, like,
because that would be nice, even though it's not colored.
Or like, keep your artistic integrity and just have like bonus cards. Like
that's what I was gonna say. Like, have like finish the coloring and then have your original, like the 2 original as your bonus cards. I'm not that upset. I just wish I would have known, because in no advertisement while this deck was for sale had the black and white cards.
Yeah, that's a little. I mean, it's not. At least it's not Game Crafter. So
yeah, the stock is gorgeous.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's really, really good.
I'm a little worried about it showing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's not too thick or thin. Like it's not Lumina, like that is fucking thick. Like
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's really good. The only worry that I have for the US games version is it not being as bright as it is now.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty bright. That's like my only concern.
I'm worried about the brightness and I'm worried about the stock.
Yeah, that too. I mean, at least, so let's be real, at least US Games is not Llewellyn.
Yeah.
There's at least, like, it holds up. Like, this, like, I've had for over 10 years, and it's still, it's not chipped.
Yeah, no, the Dreaming Way is also US Games, and it's pretty good. Actually, it's one of my favorite cardstocks.
I feel like it holds up a lot. This is, then you have Llewellyn where it's all chipped and, like, looks horrible on the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'd like with indie decks like that, especially ones that catch fire like that. I understand why they go to the larger printers, but part of the magic is supporting somebody who had a vision. Like I'm happy for their success, but at the same time, it's just like, but I wanted I don't want to, like I also don't want to pay $90 for people have that deck flying around and they're selling it for $90, and it's just like I don't want to pay for that. But like I don't want US Games' copy either. Like so it's kind of like, what do I do?
Did you hear that like horror story where people were backing some deck on Kickstarter and then Los Scarabeo released the deck? Like they were like what? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was the Lost Tarot. I'll link it after the chat. But like the person was funding it on Kickstarter, and while like the Los Scarabeo price was cheaper than the first tier of the Kickstarter.
No. So were people getting their decks though, or
no? She fulfilled, or I think it was a she. They fulfilled the Kickstarter, but people were upset because like we were supporting this because we thought it was a limited run, and then Los Scarabeo took over and now made the deck mass market for a cheaper price than what you were funding the Kickstarter. So it was a mess. It was a mess.
Were people receiving Los Scarabeo decks from the Kickstarter, or were they?
I think they were receiving the indie copy, but I think that the indie and Los Scarabeo were almost identical. Like you couldn't really tell.
Yeah, I'll bet it was just the same like Los Scarab's printer, and they just took Los Scarab's logo off of it.
Yeah,
or something ridiculous. That's
if you search the Lost Tarot Kickstarter, they have an explanation basically saying that, you know, life got in the way, which understandable. Okay, life gets in the way, but like that was kind of deceiving. Like because when you're backing something, I mean, you can hope that okay, maybe a major publisher is going to pick it up sometime soon, but not while you're running the Kickstarter.
Yeah, and certainly don't release it like really close to the like. Yeah. That's, no, and you know what? Like I get that those places, like I get that the big publishers want that, but at least like have a little fucking integrity. Like if you pick up a deck, like don't release it. Like you know, give the people that supported the deck like 5 seconds to enjoy their thing. Like all we want is 5 seconds.
The slap in the face to me was like the deck was cheaper for mass market than people were. That's like bad.
Like yeah, that is unacceptable.
Yeah.
All right, honorable mentions. Amy, go.
All right. So before I mention my honorable mention, my biggest deck lust, and I'm waiting for them to open up pre-orders. Should be.
I know what you're gonna say.
Bone, Stone, and Earthflash.
Yay!
That's Avalon, Cameron, and Anna Torian. And stalking that deck on their Facebook group page, and every card that they come out with, I'm like, oh, when are you gonna put out the pre-orders?
What's the name of it again?
Earthstone and Bone. Bone, Stone, and Earthflash. I think.
Yes.
Am I messing that up?
Nope, it's Bone Stone.
Right. Yeah, Bone, Stone, and Earthflash. Yep, looks awesome.
It's gorgeous. Oh my god, I can't wait. I'm gonna buy 2. Like I just can't. Like...
Are they gonna kickstart it, or how are they doing their pre-orders? Are they just doing pre-orders on Etsy, or?
Oh, I don't know yet. I know that they just posted today saying that they're gonna set up their pre-orders like anytime now, but I don't know if they're doing Kickstarter, if it's through a website or Etsy. I have no idea. No idea.
No, no.
But
The problem with we're gonna do it
like,
anything.
take my money. All right, so my honorable mention, and this is ironic because I love the Idiosyncra deck, which has no people. This Oracle deck has all people. So this is the Wisdom Keeper. I love this. So there's a couple of things. So I was talking to some people, and they were like turned off by this deck because, and it's true to an extent, that some of the cards, upon like closer inspection, like represent real people. So let me see, I pulled a couple of them out. So for example, like the invention card definitely looks like Albert Einstein.
Yeah.
And
with a bitchin' stash.
lightness is Robin Williams.
Oh, it is.
And then authority, I'm sorry, it looks like Jesus to me.
Yeah.
The ones that
Or
you
Chad Kroger.
Yeah. But honestly,
Look at his photograph. Doesn't it make you laugh?
but it doesn't bother me. It really bothered some other people. But considering this is the size of the deck, those are the only cards that I recognize as like real people. Maybe it's because I live under a rock and I don't know the other people that might be lurking in this deck. But those are the only three that I recognized as, you know, like real characters. But what I love about it is it's got diversity going on, like in all the cards. And then it's got like these, it's really hard to see, but they got like all these like little tiny symbols all over the faces. So those mean something. Although I'm going to show this one. I hope there's like no children watching, but like tell me what this looks like to you.
Okay.
Which kind of makes sense because this is the naturalness card. So her hair is bamboo, and then she has butterflies, and then like little teapots on her neck. It's kind of hard to see. But yeah, on her face, I was like, what? Maybe I have a dirty mind. I don't know. So there's that. This, I believe, is probably one of the best guidebooks out there.
It's gorgeous. Oh my God.
It even has a nice smell. I don't know. I just love it. So what I love about it is that it has this like wisdom, my wisdom story. So the person on the card tells you their story. It's like reading their journal. You get to know them as a friend. And then it gives you like how you should interpret it for yourself, like what the lesson should be. And then it has all these awesome like journal prompts at the end. And it's like a ton of them for each card. So there's just so much that you can do with this deck, and the colors are gorgeous, and I just love it. It's my favorite.
Yeah, the deck is amazing.
If I had one complaint, and it's really not a complaint because I actually like big cards, but this deck is the biggest deck that I own. It's really hard to shuffle.
Yeah, it is hard to shuffle.
But it's worth it because you can really look deep into their eyes and see all their symbols, and
I think I'm the one person on the face of the planet that does not like that deck.
You feel like they're looking at you, like they really are looking at you.
Yeah, it creeps me out. And it's because the faces are like weird proportions and colors, and it just, I don't know, it's kind of got like that creepy clown vibe going on for me.
The black and white isn't as jarring.
Yeah, okay, all right. Maybe I'll look at the black and white one, but no, it's like, it is beautiful. Like, it's beautiful, and clearly a lot of care was put into it, and any deck with Robin Williams in it, theoretically, I should love. But like, in practice, it's a different story. All right, Colleen.
Okay, so everyone whose copy has not arrived yet, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, you bastard!
I'm so sorry. I was told mine
You're not
wasn't arriving
sorry.
until July 28th, and then it shipped the day after they told me that it wasn't coming.
When did you
So-
order yours?
I
You're
ordered it
evil.
in December.
Okay. I ordered mine in March.
So I don't I think my understanding from what I'm reading between the lines on Amazon is publisher didn't anticipate the pre-order amount for Amazon in particular in advance, because like stores have got their copies and everything too, and it's just like, I understand it's super frustrating for everyone else, and I just got lucky. Mine came in one of the first waves, and I'm sorry.
Should be.
But I've had the chance to use it over my little vacation these last couple days while I was at the lake, and we're in love. It is unfortunately very shiny, very glary, but
Oh,
Yeah, that's Schiffer though.
yeah, and they definitely stuck together with the gilding, but it wasn't too hard to unstick them. And
how bad is the cardstock? It's not like Marielle stiff, is it?
it's actually pretty bendy.
Okay.
It's actually fairly flexible, I think, and I haven't had any trouble riffle shuffling it or anything.
Okay.
And it's just beautiful. And
Gorgeous.
I've had some really good moments with it where, like, I think it was the 7 of coins. Yes. Had like a major good moment with the 7 of coins, which I think Holly and I had this conversation where you're like, I love the animal decks, and I'm like, I don't. But this deck makes me a believer. Between this deck and the Lion Strider, I'm being converted slowly. And it's much like the Lion Strider, I wasn't expecting to love the art style as much as I ended up loving it, because it is a collaborative deck. There's 4 different artists involved, but it really does go together really seamlessly. You can tell that these are 4 people who really know each other and knew how to work together, which
Biffles.
is not always the case with collaboration decks. That's for sure.
No. I'm just gonna pause. I'm gonna interrupt real quick. Anybody who wants a reading tonight, if you could start queuing up your questions, because we've got I keep wanting to call you Lynn. Lenora? Leona. Sorry, Leona. It's the woman that owns Ms. Mitchell's is she's got an L name too, and I always forget it. Oh my God, just stop being my neighbor. So we've got Leona and then me. So if you could start queuing up with your questions, we'll do reading roulette in just a little bit. Okay. So it is your turn, my dear.
All right. Well, I don't know if this really counts because it's not really tarot, but like it's just something I love. It's definitely in like my top, however many things you can have in like the top if you're not just doing tarot. But they're called crone stones. Little porcelain things. I've had these for so long. I think you can still get them on Amazon and stuff. But I'm like, some of them are very tarot-like. Well, this is a mermaid. That's not really tarot-like, but a lot of them are. See, there's like a road. I don't know. They're just like. I guess I use it more like tarot, in a way. But I just love them, and I just have to throw that in there because it's just great. It comes with just like a big white book, I guess you would call it.
Aww, I love those. Those are cute.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's its own system, but I mean, when you look at them, you can really like correspond the tarot to it.
And then anything you're lusting after right now?
Not that it's new, but I really need the Cook's Tarot in my life.
I don't know what that is.
And it's fun. It's just like all kitchen. It's just like kind of Rider-Waite-Smith, but it looks like that artwork you see on like the walls of restaurants or like at the grocery store with the dark lines. I don't know. I just need it. I love it.
Does it come with recipes? Is it tasty?
Oh my God. I don't know. I need it. I need to figure it out.
Oh my God, if it involves food, I'm there.
All in the whole deck is just like food. I think Judgment is a scale. It's like feet on the scale in the bathroom, like that you stand on.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we might have to race to that deck. Use it in conjunction with food fortunes.
Yes.
Which I am super
Almost
loving.
more Rider-Waite, but doesn't look like Rider-Waite.
All right. Anybody else? Anybody else have anything else they want to chime in?
Hold on, I've got a cat coming up here. Looks like.
Dorby's
Me.
kitty.
Come on. You're gonna come up. Come up. Here we go. This is
Aw.
Baby.
Oh, baby. We love him.
She's
Is Baby-
adorable.
Is baby a he or a she?
She's she.
Okay.
I tried to name her after Jean Harlow, and much like Jean Harlow, she only responds to Baby. So she's historically accurate.
Self-fulfilling
She's blonde.
prophecy. I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's very loud.
Before you start doing readings, I'm just gonna dip out now because it's 9:30 and old lady bedtime. So,
You have an old lady bedtime? I'm so jealous. All right. You know, all right. I can't believe you're dipping out. That's really sad. I'm a little jelly.
come back and watch the readings part of this when it's up. So.
All right. That sounds like a
That was so much fun.
Yay, no, thank you for joining us. It was super fun having you, Amy, and we'll see you when we see you, I suppose. That's fine. You want to dip out on the work part. That's cool.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night.
All right. So, so we're going to start readings, and then I'm going to, so guys, if you're watching and you want a reading, just go ahead and post your question over there. If there's something that you want to talk about or a deck you're lusting after, you know where to put it, right in that chat box right there.
Did you have any honorable mentions, Holly?
So let's see, what did I have for honorable mentions?
As the keeper of the list, I had to ask.
Okay.
I am in love. It's not a full deck, but my Hokusai by Il Meneghello. It is amazing. I just love thinking about the fact that a little old Italian man is still making tarot decks. He's like 80. He's in his 80s, and he still like hand creates these decks. So this is a majors only, but he has a few where it's like full decks. And he does all sorts of different art styles. Like the fact that like an 80-year-old dude was just like, yeah, let's bust out some Hokusai, which like this style is largely been associated with a younger generation now through tattoo art. But it's 100% beautiful. And then I emailed his daughter, and I begged and I begged and I begged, and I managed to get him to do a handmade box version of it for me, which is awesome because he's not hand making the boxes anymore. The boxes are now like this one with his logo on it. Like they're made by some company, and he used to hand make them. So I managed to get a handmade box. So
Yeah.
but it's a gorgeous deck. I love it so much. It's good for like a 1-card meditation pull. You guys have seen me do that on my channel a few times. And it's based on Hokusai's like 300 and some odd views of Mount Fuji. And just like I said, some really gorgeous art going on in here. And I don't know, like the guy's just really cool. If you've ever like caught him on, like he's had a few interviews and whatnot. Like it's usually like an interest piece for some like CNN-ish type news organization, like a human interest piece. Like, this old dude still makes tarot cards. Who knew? He's adorable. And then they pat him on the head. But like, like he takes it in stride, and he's just like, I sure do. It's serious. Buy some shit. Get out. Like it's.
Yeah,
Like, I kind of love him for that. And then lusting after, I'm not currently like, the deck that I was really lusting after and kind of like crossing my fingers for and hoping it would make it funded. I couldn't believe it because I hope that Drake is not watching, because I was just like, this isn't going to fund, like, because 4 days before the Kickstarter was going to end, it was still like $2,500 short. But thankfully he took it to Anthrocon, which for those that don't know, I make fursuit heads. I don't personally identify as a furry, but I love some of the anthro art. Like that community just has some amazing artists going on in it, and I love making costumes. And turns out, if you want to be a dog for Halloween, and you want to also parlay it into a career, you're catering to the furry community. Nobody else really wants to be a husky for the rest of the year, except for those guys, and they're awesome. So, and they support a lot of, actually, that community supports a lot of indie artists as well. But anyway, Drake made a deck based on this, and they've got some really creative writers and stuff there too. He created this whole world called Dorisa, and in it there's a tarot deck, and he decided to make it be a tarot deck. Like he's bringing it into real life. So it's it's awesome, and it funded, and I couldn't believe it. So like I'm just like, it's coming in this gorgeous wooden box that's laser cut, and oh my god, like if you haven't seen it yet, you should check it out. It's a DARISA tarot. You just search for it on Kickstarter, and the art is absolutely gorgeous. I wound up doing a pledge tier where I get one of the prototype decks. There was only a couple like 3 or 4 printed for Anthrocon, so they could take. So they took the deck to the con, and they were just like, "Please back us!" And thankfully, like I said, that community is so fantastic. It was only an $8,000 Kickstarter, so nothing huge, but to be $2,500 short, and in like the con is 2 days, so to have that community support you $2,500 worth or over, because he wound up funding, he funded over. So to have them support you over in 2 days just because like they're all about art, awesome.
They're a really good community. I have a couple of friends who do art for them, for the community, and
yeah. I mean, it's got its dark corner.
They're so
like
good.
Every community, but like it's like for like anybody that like oh, those guys are weirdos, and it's like, no, you know what, they've got it right. like they're doing it right.
They're not doing anyone any harm, and they're supporting artists. Good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's no, like, I don't think there's anything to even think of conceiving as harm. Like, they like dogs and they like art. Like, there's nothing wrong with that at all on any level. Like, but I mean, you know, it's just like any community. Like, it's just like anything. There's some weirdos in some really dark corners, but the majority of the community is like, nah, we don't even, those, like, they're over there. Well, like, but anyway, the Dorisa
People think we're weirdos too, so.
Agreed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they wouldn't be wrong. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, I cannot wait for the Dorisa Tarot to happen. The artwork is fantastic. The Brady Tarot is another one I'm lusting after. Even though it's
ditto.
Like, can it just be December already? Like, serious.
I missed out on the Kickstarter, and I'm still like,
sweetie, no, that's horrible. But she has like pre-orders up. Did you do the pre-orders?
I'm gonna check it out because I had been unemployed, so.
Sadness Town, USA, right there. Although that is some time. You are rich in time, my dear, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's not, and you know, I get to do some cool stuff. I'm getting to blog more and do some fun stuff and spend more time with the cat.
Oh yay!
I have a deck that I'm excited for, the Delta Enduring Tarot.
Yes.
Ooh.
That one, I kickstarted it. I can't wait. Like, I just need it in my life.
I'm on the fence about that one. That's actually one of the few that I didn't kickstart.
Aww.
Some of the images, like, I really love, and then some of them I'm really like.
Yeah.
So I need to see more of the deck before I make that decision.
Also, if I can plug the Numinous Tarot that's upcoming, that's going to come out. It's a queer deck. It's on Instagram, Numinous Tarot. It's gorgeous. The artwork is just stunning.
Is that the one? No, the Illest. The Illest was the one that you told me about.
Yeah, the Illest was like the pop culture.
Where it's all faces.
Yeah. Like pop culture celebrities from the 90s and early 2000s, yeah.
I didn't like it.
I like the fact that it exists. That's
Yeah.
like enough for me. It's not what I need. It's one that I'm just like, I'm glad that's there for someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you know, I got my pop culture deck like in there with the Heart of Stars, so I don't like if I'm gonna have a pop culture deck, like I don't want the actors. I don't like the actors as people. I like them as their characters. Like so, if we can just
Yeah.
like, I don't need to be hanging out with Richard Dreyfuss. I need to be hanging out with the psychologist from What About Bob? Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, all right. So, anybody asking for readings? I don't see anybody on there.
No.
I see Baldy said hello with a tiny little heart. Thank you, honey. I appreciate it.
We must have bored everyone away.
I know.
No, there's 8 people watching. No, we didn't. Yeah, there's 8 people watching. You guys, if you want readings, yeah, the chat isn't. Nobody's really like chit chatting. Oh no.
They don't love us.
Well, we love us.
Yeah.
Right. I have an upcoming deck loss that's, I think it's coming out this month. The Darkness of Light Tarot.
Yes.
It's all it's digital paintings, and it looks really pretty, and it actually Ivan pointed out that it looks like a dark version of the Fountain Tarot in that sort of vibe where it's like these softer, more muted colors, but it's just really beautiful art, and I really like the look of it so far, and their world card is very pretty.
What's it called?
Darkness of Light Tarot, and I think the website is Darkness Tarot.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that one up. And then the I don't know if you guys have seen it, but True Black Tarot. It's one of the very few people decks that I've really liked. It's like almost an all black card, and then it looks like somebody's shining a spotlight down, and then you have like the image for the card. So there's one of I think it's either the Queen or the Page of Wands is like this. So it's like a spotlight, and then you have what looks like a ballerina dancer floating in the air with like this circle of flame around her. It's very minimalist, but I hated it at first. I was just like,
looking at it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So good afterwards.
Yeah, I didn't like it at first, but I'm just like, it's growing on me. Like the more I see of it, the more I'm like, all right, okay. So I'll probably wind up kickstarting that. He does. I don't know if the creator's a he or a she. I'm going to assume a he. It's just got a very masculine feel to the deck.
It's a guy. His name is Arthur something.
Okay. So yeah, like it's just he does Kickstarters for posters to help fund his artwork, which I think is kind of brilliant. Although when it gets time to do the Kickstarter for the deck, I wonder, like, people already bought your posters, dude. Like, what are you gonna include for I know it sounds greedy, but what are you gonna do to make me want to buy it? You know, I don't want another Kickstarter disaster like with the fucking Universal Oracle. That one was. Can we even for a minute?
I crossed that one out of my list. I'm like, nope.
It reads so beautifully, but like for 30 again, I'm just gonna complain about it again. For a $35 deck, thumbs up. For a $55 deck, I want my 10 fucking cards. like I want my oh my god, and it was such a nightmare. And it's just like I don't know why I get the feeling that like she comes from money and has kind of led a very privileged life. Like she just kind of like divorced from what consumers are willing to pay for. It just feels like she just never had it like super difficult. Like traveled across the country, took these photos, might have done a little couch surfing to do it. Hi, Carice. Oh, good. I'm glad you're still listening. If you want a reading, go ahead and post questions in the doobly, and we will, you've got 4 readers being like, we'll read for you.
Maybe if we get no questions, we should each pull a card and do a reading together for everyone.
Yeah, I love it. That is a good idea. See, Colleen's a good one again.
Okay, I need a good one, and at least one circle of friends.
And then I will give it, you know what, I'm going to give an honorable mention. I'm going to do another one too for Rebel Deck.
Yes.
We all love this. We all love this deck. We all love it. We love it. I'm falling a little out of love with the mesh bag though. The mesh bag for this one just fell apart. Well, it didn't fall apart like the lace came out of it, but it's really hard on the back. It's really hard on the cards if you take them with you places. And I take this with me everywhere. And the edges of my cards are starting to get a little chewed up, which is, it's fine, but it is what it is.
There we go.
Oh, I'm trying to see. All right, so let's do, okay. Hi, Force Majeure. We're talking about tarot and deck lust and whatnot. Now we're all going to pull cards for everybody. Oh, did I just pause my own I did. Oh, I'm so bad at the internet.
Yeah, I had technical difficulties too, but I'm back.
Okay, good. All right, good. I'm not the only one bad at the internet. Okay. Yeah, Lisa, we would love to pull a card for your, yep, it's an interactive. If you have a question for a reading, you just put your question in the description box. And then one of us will do the read for you. And then we'll go in the same order. So Ivan, you get to pull a card for Lisa's ghost story.
Okay, so if anyone's game, they could pull. Is there anything particular you want to know about the ghost story?
She's right. I know she's writing a book. She's writing a story.
Oh, is this the story in Mass or in right?
Yeah, where I get to be a cranky chihuahua. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I'm over here in Worcester.
Oh, Worcester!
Yeah. No. Yeah.
25 cents per. Oh my God.
It's horrible.
More Massachusetts.
Pardon me?
More Massachusetts. Yay.
Colleen, are you in Massachusetts? I forget. You are, right?
Yep.
That's quite fun. Okay. Sorry, it's good. It's getting to the point where like summer is underway and my brain is broken.
So I think we've got all of Massachusetts covered. We've got Western, Central, and Eastern. Yeah.
I'm originally from Warren, so yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Ivan, we'd ask where you were from, but you want to be a mystery.
I don't have I'm in New York. So yeah.
Okay, so it's a good thing I don't think a lot of us really like sports because there'd be a fight right now. It is baseball season. So.
Right.
So I got for you the Eight of Cups.
Ooh.
What I'm getting from this is the process of you writing. There's some things that are maybe coming up for you that you're incorporating in the story. Maybe some things that are steering you away from the task at hand. I see this card as kind of like maybe come back to your center and have a plan with your writing of where exactly you want to go so that you don't deviate from that central plan. Because, with writing any type of story, things can go all over the place like very easily. So I'm thinking coming back to your center and really honing what exactly it is, the premise of your story and what you want it to be. And I think doing that will help maybe ease some of the stress that is causing, for the progression of the story for you. Because this person is walking away from all these cups, and see that maybe this can symbolize stress or maybe symbolize you're unsure of where or how you want this story to continue to develop. So I hope that makes sense.
Aw, excellent. That was a wonderful reading, Ivan. Thank you. I hope, Lisa, that it resonated for you, and the fact that you had a writer give you a reading about writing makes me smile. So excellent. Colleen, I believe you are next. You have Force Majeure's reading. What will my love life be like in the future?
All right. We'll see. Let's see. We won't use this deck then. Let's see. Get the line straighter out.
Oh, Lisa's got a problem with plot bunnies. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Good old plot bunnies. All right. Little card for. All right.
Yeah, it's really easy to get distracted when you write. I tried it for 5 seconds, and then I was just like, no. Like,
So we have the Page of Wands, which is probably good stuff. I kind of am of two minds about the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is kind of like, ooh, shiny, I found my thing, on the one hand. On the other hand, it's also very, this is my stick, I'm sticking to my stick. So watch for, like, when it comes to love life, make sure you're not too married to your ideals. It's good to have standards. It's good to have ideals. It's good to have that sort of, have your principles intact. But the other side of the page is also passion. So it's like you need to know when to let go of your principles and let that passion take place instead. So that's the advice I've got for you.
aw, yay! Sometimes I see the Page of Wands too as somebody who's like a little possessive of a new boyfriend or girlfriend. Like a little like, I love this person so much. What are they doing online being friends with that person on Facebook?
Oh, I could see that too. I didn't even think of it that way. 'Cause I usually see the page in such an unromantic concept, and I always think of the one in the Dreaming Way, which she's like literally like, I don't need you. I'm just gonna walk away now with me and my principles and nothing else. I don't need food. What are you talking about? I'm fine.
That's very Pride and Prejudice of her.
I always think of, I look at that card and I'm like, that's like me in the 7th grade.
Amazing. All right, anybody else that's watching, do we want a reading? We've got 2 more. Anybody? Anybody? Come on, we got Miss Mitchell ready and waiting. No? Okay. How about any of you, like, how about Colleen or Ivan? Do you have any questions? We can read for each other. That's cool.
Hey, how about we read for my story?
Yay!
Well, what's your story?
All right, so I'm working on a weird one that came out of a dream I had about a bunch of like art kids in a high school whose art department's getting shut down. So it's got like a little bit of like classic, you know, they're counting the funding. How do we save this? But it's not a let's throw a show kids kind of story. It's more of a what do we do when it's gone?
And what are you having trouble with it?
It needs a push right now. It just needs a push. Yeah.
It needs a scruffy janitor come save the day and give some sage advice.
Oh. Here we go. Okay. Here we go.
Adults?
This is kind of
What?
this is kind of really cheery. I think you just kind of got to go off the deep end, maybe. You know, you got to have a little more fun with it. I mean, look at his little face. Like, don't, you know, I mean, if it's not throw a party, maybe you got to just bring a little light into it, you know? Don't be afraid to take that risk and just have a little more fun with it is what I'm feeling with this.
That's good advice. That's good advice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, loosen up, right?
Yeah, or like if you're like, I don't know, like take a break from it or some comic relief or something, like something fresh, something new.
Yeah, exactly. Like you gotta, you know, maybe
Put some fun back in.
Yeah, just don't overdo it. Don't overthink about it. Just let it be. Let it come. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It'll just come to you.
I want to say something else too. I can also see like that Fool card, maybe symbolizing looking at your story from a different perspective. That way, you know, you're writing it a certain way, but if you look at it in a different light, it can add a certain nuance that you're not you're not seeing before. So even if you don't use that second perspective, at least you have that in the back of your mind while you're still writing.
And I think it's important to remember that if these are like, you know, kids and their art department's going to close and like, what are they going to do? Like, I think you need to remember that when we were kids, we did some dumb shit. Like,
yeah, no, I saw the pool and I immediately saw one of the characters in my head and I was like, oops.
Yeah, he looks like he's gonna have a great old time. I mean,
what's that guy gonna do?
Somebody just needs to have like some bad ideas. Like that is just.
Oh, don't worry, they're all experts on bad ideas, as all good teenagers are.
Oh, yeah. Putting Kaylin in laundry baskets is fine. Kaylin, do you have a question you would like a reading on? Kaylin is my little sister, you guys.
Hi, Kaylin.
She looks like if I ate less cake.
oh.
It was a wonderful idea, and you know it. Don't even sass me right now. You're not so, Leah, you ate less cake. I can still fit you in a laundry basket. Anyway. Does anybody else have a reading? Put your question in the doobly-doo. You can put your reading in the doobly-doo. Come on. You know you guys want readings. There's 10 of you watching right now. I don't believe that you don't want readings. But anyway, all right. If you don't want readings, that's cool. I don't know. I don't really have anything that I really need. Like I can do it. Like anybody here, any of you guys want a reading?
I don't really have anything.
Can I gush about that I just got today though? I wasn't really sure, but now that I'm looking at it, I got the thought. I gave in. I just finally did it. Came today. I was so pumped, and I really thought I was gonna open it up and hate it, but I don't know. I don't really like how it's pippish. Like I thought I wouldn't, but when I'm looking at it, the pictures don't do it justice. Like when I'm holding it, I don't know.
I actually really love it.
I haven't messed with it yet, but.
Oh no! Are you a convert now? Because like the thought, it looks like it sucks you in. It's like one of those.
That's what it feels like. It feels like that. I'm like, I thought I was gonna really hate it, but now I'm like, I'm gonna trim it. I'm gonna make it all nice. Like.
Ollie, it looks like there is a question in the doobly-doo.
Oh, from Kaylin, whether or not she should redo her painting. I'll do a quick rebel read for her. That's all that needs.
I figured you should take that one.
The rebel deck is good for big sisterly advice. For salty big sisterly advice.
This is good to know as a salty big sister.
And we didn't have any brothers, so I had to like somebody had to break all our shit and blame it on each other. Like it was gonna be me. Oh, Kaylin, look at your rebel deck card. It says, "Stop obsessing," but it also says you're not the center of the universe. So.
Isn't it great when the deck says it's for you?
Oh my god. So I think, yeah, like stop obsessing about it. Like you're focusing too much on the stuff about the painting that is wrong. But I don't know if you guys, well, like how would you have known? But my sister is actually a really, really, really talented artist. Like amazingly talented. Like she sucked all the talent out of the family. And like, oh my God, she's an amazing artist. And to this day, like she still kind of questions how good she is and whatnot. But like it's everybody, like you have your own creation, you have your own thing. But you know, happy accidents, Kaylin. Take a little advice from Bob Ross and maybe take the, you know, your painting is a happy accident. Figure out a way to fix the thing that you have instead of starting from scratch. So, and stop obsessing on the stuff that's wrong with it. And if you really hate it that much, sell it because you're a good artist and damn it, do something with that talent. All right. So
you and Kaylin should be like a dynamic duo and make a deck together.
I would love to. I would love to suck her. I would love to suck her into making a Ghostbusters deck, but there's so much copyright to get over with that. Like this. Oh my goodness. She would make an amazing tarot deck, I'm sure. And she could do it in so many styles. I don't know. I think she should, and then sell it and kickstart it. I mean, Brady raised $50,000. Like, I think you can. You know, Usui's raised like aren't they at the $60,000 mark already with the like it's just a line art deck.
Yeah.
Like I know it's pretty and it's going to be on amazing cardstock, but push comes to shove, that's a line art deck. Like you know, it's. Oh my goodness, yeah, no, she should totally do a deck. I agree. She won't though. Like I know she won't. Kaylin won't. You won't do it. You won't do it. Do it. You won't. Like, maybe I could chide her into doing it.
Oh, that's a good idea. That Lisa said, "How about a reading for your new forum?"
Oh,
great.
yeah.
We should all pull a card.
We should all pull a card for the forum.
All right, let's all go ahead and pull a card for that. I hope it works out. I don't know about you guys, but I was like kind of like, what do you mean that, like, what do you mean that Eclectic is closing? And then, all right, so true to form, true to my salty form, where I like to be like, okay, the good, and like everybody is like, thank you so much, Solandia, for creating this form for us for years and years and years and years. And then it's just like, I'm like, bitch, you can't work at a place for over a decade and only give a 2 weeks notice. Like, you can't, like, what the hell, man? She's that jerk lady in the office that, like, Kate made up her own little systems and you can't figure them out. And she's like, I'm retiring, bye. And you're just like, what? Like, you can't do that. That is so mean. Like,
I cried, like, because I'm on Facebook and someone wrote like the Terraform is closing, and I'm like, it's too late for April Fools. Like we're in July. Like what's happening? Like I go and it's like the first notice I see, and I'm just like, why? Like why? Like,
oh my god, almost 2 decades. Yeah, like you can't do. Yeah, Lisa just said 2 decades.
It's not like it was a dead site. Like there's people on there. It's not like it was just a dead site of nothing.
And it, like, with 14,000 members, like, I'm sorry, at some point, like, if you create a community that big, like, it's not about you anymore. It's not like, I don't know. I just don't like that one person had the authority to shut it down and didn't have, like, again, like, I'm so torn. Like, on one side, I'm just like, she created this amazing place where, like, I started to take my tarot shit seriously, and 2 weeks? I'm so mad about 2 weeks. Like, this, and it's not a small, like, it's by no means a small decision, which means that she has been tossing this around for probably months, if not a year or so. Like I know that, like, me, like, the process of selling this place, like, I've been going back and forth on it for 2 years. And I'm very upfront with it about my customers. I'm like, I may or may not sell. Like, you've got notice, and I'm not going to be like, okay, new person owns it, I'm going in 2 weeks, bye. Like that's just not something that you do.
Yeah.
So the fact that she's just like, get all your shit in 2 weeks, but you've got like 14,000 members, some of who only check it like once every few months, like that's not cool.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and she's got image hosting and stuff there, so if there's like photos of stuff that you want, or like, I think she's also got file uploading and stuff too on that forum. So if you're a paying member and you've got stuff stored on that forum and you didn't catch, like, in, like, I don't know, maybe you went to Sandals on an all-inclusive for 2 weeks, which in that case, shame on you for not bringing me. But you get back and then, like, all of a sudden, like, your shit's gone. I don't know about you, I'd be pissed.
Yeah. No, like, she made a response, and, like, it still hurt, because I'm like the main question was, like, why can you not pass it off? And like the response was like she didn't know where to start to teach someone. But I'm like, okay, so I'm thinking if I have, you know, a forum with over 14,000 members, like I don't just, it's not a month that I'm thinking I don't want to do this anymore. You're thinking that for a while, and maybe you're thinking I want to groom a trusted moderator or something to take my place, because like that is a piece of our tarot history. Like in every beginner book and everything, like go to the tarot forum, go to Eclectic. That's where you get all your information. And now it's still gonna be there, but it's not gonna be the same.
Yeah, and like I mean, I hate to say
Shut
it,
the doors
but
to
it's
the
not.
library, but all the books are inside.
Yeah, of course, exactly. Oh my God, yes.
And I hate to say it, but like her website like isn't necessarily like, it's a very comprehensive list of tarot, don't get me wrong, but for new and indie decks, it is by no means an authority. Her deck thread was, though, like that was, I discovered so many decks there. People are just like, PS, there's this new deck, and I'd head over there, and then like years later they're still not on, they're not in the database. Like it's just okay. like so you're shutting down a place where, like, I don't know, if I was a deck creator, I'd be pissed, because I'd be like, oh well, I'm gonna create this deck and no worries, Eclectic is there, like I can like advertise it there and not a problem. Like
yeah, even that, like, so I was like, let me, because she wrote that Eclectic, like the main part where the decks are just gonna, where you're gonna show the images of the deck, that's still gonna be up and running. But when I click add a deck, like I was gonna pretend to add a deck, it says that like to add your deck, it only happens a couple times a year, even that. So it's like that's not even going to be updated as frequently as it used to. And also now there's a fee to add your deck, and then so you're paying the fee, and you don't know when your deck is going to ever be listed because it's only a couple times a year. So it's like it's basically everything is shutting down.
yeah, Lisa is saying here that there's over 4,000 active users, and like tons of them were happy to take it over. One of them I know is starting a forum using the same software, so obviously well versed. And yeah, like she only knew because of the video. I mean, people, like, if you're a seasoned tarot reader, you're not always popping on there.
Yeah.
You're popping on like once a month to check and see if there's a new deck, or if there's like an incredibly insightful thread, or you're going on because you got a new deck and you want to practice some readings with it and kind of be low key about it. Like you're not using it enough to know that it's shutting down. I only knew it was shutting down because somebody had mentioned. I thought they were joking too. Like I saw a thread, I think it was like on one of Ethany's things, and I was just like, what? Like weird. Like why would she? I mean, honestly, if anybody was gonna take the torch, I thought like it's prime for Ethany to kind of take it over. But she's got her hands full doing her own thing. Or Ben Belwen, you would think that she would.
Oh my God, Ben, or even the tarot lady. She's really good.
Yep, Tarot Lady would have been fantastic. Biddy Tarot, they've had a community pending for a really long time. So you think that and I get that Solandi was like, I don't want to sell you guys like a commodity, but it's like, bitch, you built a business. Like it's okay to sell it. Like it's, like it's not like you're in America, yay capitalism. Like sell it, awesome, go ahead. Like we're like she didn't want to sell like she's doing us a favor, like she's not selling it like a commodity. But it's just like, no, you're doing us a disservice by not like letting the community continue somehow. Sell that shit to Biddy Tarot. Their community's been pending for months.
Yeah.
Like who knows what they're doing. Anyway, I decided, like, I was just like, where I'm trying to transition out of here, and I love big projects. Fucking love them. I was just like, fuck it, I'll start a forum. Like I can just jump on Pro Boards in 2 seconds and start a forum. It's not a big deal. And I was just like, yeah, like I'm gonna do this. So I started a forum, even if it doesn't get, I'm sure it won't ever get to the size that that Eclectic Tarot is, and like a bunch of other people. Yeah, you might want to save the info, because Lisa's saying that she's saying that she's not gonna freeze it, and then when the hosting fees are come up, she's thinking she's just gonna let the thing die because a forum that size to run is kind of expensive. But,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't know. But anyway, I decided I'd start my own forum, keep it free for as long as I possibly can, and then at that point, like I'll start a Patreon to help pay for things. But there are things that you can do to keep from having to like pay $1 bajillion for your forum. And I'm like, it's not like you have to be like some super special software person to do it these days. So you just have to be a girl with a dream. And then like, you know, the ability to function on 3 hours of sleep. So got you covered. Anyway, yeah, let's do a reading for the new forum. Let's go ahead and do that. Ivan, we'll do it roulette style. Ivan, pull your cards. What you got, kiddo?
So I have. Let's start with the first card. So I have the High Priestess in the middle. So what I'm getting from this is, you know, bringing people of like mind together isn't going to be an easy task, but it's going to be something that's really worthwhile and provide you a purpose, but also, you know, house people who aren't just leaving eclectic, but are trying to find, you know, their own space, trying to find community again. Because even though eclectic was big, not everyone was there. Like our tarot community is everywhere. It's, you know, and Instagram, it's on YouTube, you know, Facebook. So I think having like a new central hub that's fresh with new people, I think that's going to be, you know, really, really beneficial. Then we have the 8 of Pentacles. Obviously, this is going to be hard work. not just on you, but like this transition for everyone. It's very difficult. But like I said again, like I think it's going to be really worthwhile, and the reward is actually, you know, something that's going to be really great for the community. And the eclectic really changed my life. Like the Terraform really changed my life, and I think that this tarot sphere has the possibility to do the same, not just for me and for us, but for everyone involved. And it's only in its beginning stages now, but there's so much potential for growth, and I think that's a really great thing.
I love that 8 of Coins, by the way. Like he is pounding at that pentacle, like his interface. I love him. You need to take a picture of that and post it for me later.
Okay. And the last card you have is the Magician. So obviously, like all the tools, you know, to create a good form are at your disposal. You're knowing, you know, what it is you want it to be, but it's going to be so much more. I'm also seeing, you know, just, you know, people coming together and really honing in on their craft and their tarot journey more than before. Because now, like, let's face it, like the tarot form was a little dated. Like it had, you know, new information, but it was really dated. And the tarot sphere is very modern in its approach and very accessible to, you know, a wide range of people. And I think someone said like it's harder to reinvent the wheel, but I think in this case maybe this change was necessary to get more of a modern spin and new people in the door. Because we although I do appreciate, you know, the seasoned pros, I think now as a newer generation, this is our time now to, you know, to show what we know and share that information. So I think with these 3 cards, I think the tarot sphere is going to be a success. Though it's going to be hard work, I think it's going to be the most rewarding hard work that everyone, and including you, Holly, is gonna face. So
excellent. That is amazing. Thank you, Ivan.
No problem.
And you are up, my dear. What did
All right.
you pull?
So I have 3 cards as well. The first one flew right out, unsurprisingly. It's the 8 of Wands, which I really feel like you picked up the baton as fast as you could.
Yeah.
And bless you for it. And it was very I mean, I've noticed like there's already quite a few people on for the short time that it's been here. It's coming together fast. You threw it right up there, and that's great. We also have the Page of Wands, repeat visitor here. I like how chill this guy is. He's like, yeah, this is here now. I made this thing. Let's use it. Like, he's so chill. I love it. And then the last card we have is the Ace of Pentacles or Ace of Stars in this deck. They call them stars. And I always see this ace as from little seeds, big trees grow. I think that there's a lot of potential for growth in this. For, like I even said, for everyone.
Aww. Awesome. I hope it grows. Honestly, my hope for it is because it's such a huge and all income. It does look like the Captain America shield card. It's such a like it's a huge project. Like it's like running a forum is no joke. I've been researching it and stuff and doing like all the stuff that I like, even like the tiny little problems that pop up. It's just like, it's huge. You got to take care of it. The internet is now, it's app, it's fast. And where I'm a big project person, like I want to get it set up. I want to get it running. I want like the vision that's in my head as a thing. And then I don't want to run it anymore. Like that's kind of, I want it to belong to the community, which I feel like is where AT went really, really wrong. Because you can't make a community and then tell the community that it can't have the community, because it's community, it's communal, it belongs to everybody. So my hope for it is that at some point, I had it's cloud-based, it's the domain is easily transferred if I need it to be, and I just and where I'm trying to make it so that way like fiscally I don't put myself in a financial trap. Like I don't want to get it to the point where like I shut down attachments, which people have bitched about, but I'm just like, look, attachments can cost like anywhere from $3 a month to $73, and then I don't leave myself in a financial trap where I have to pay for this or shut it down, because that's what I have a sneaking suspicion that that's what happened with AT, or at least it was a big part of it. And then she was just like, I can't afford this anymore, and people aren't subscribing enough. So
yeah,
I mean, you know, people like if retail's taught me anything, is that people are cheap. So like, if they don't have to subscribe, they're not gonna. I want the baton passed easily, and I also like want something like, you know, I'm always gonna be doing big projects. I want something that I can like have the community kind of self-police itself, because we're not like, there are a few jerks on the internet, but for the most part our community is pretty awesome. All right, Leona, let's go. Your turn, my dear.
All right, well, yeah, I got dropped out there. I came back. We got a different setup now, but I already drew before I got all screwed up. But it's really kind of funny. It looks like we got a lot of the same type of themes going on. This flew out of the deck, so we got the Ace of Pentacles, which obviously she's planting the seed in there. She's working really hard. She's getting really dirty, you know. So as long as you know, I think that, and then next to there, so we got the planting, and then we got just finishing it off here with the Three of Pentacles. So, you know, you might have to get those moderators, make sure they're good, you know, straighten everything out, tidy up your loose ends, get it looking a little shiny, and then for the third part here, we got Temperance. So I'm just kind of seeing, just, you know, make sure, I'm sorry, it's dark, you guys, but make sure you just might have to do a little bit at a time. But she's bringing this little tiny bit of water each time to make this grow. So I think as long as you keep that balance and don't try to overdo yourself, and you get the people behind you that you know that are there, then everything will be good. And it's kind of, I did draw a past card, which is kind of funny, but that was the tower. I know it's hard to see, but I was like, how appropriate. There you go, Eclectic. Thanks a lot. But the community is still there, right?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so tarot, oh my god, it's this is part of what I love about tarot. Like, it kind of has a sense of humor, and you're just like, damn it, tarot, like it gets you every time. Like, course you drew the tower. I was drawing the tower for like a week. And I was just like, why am I getting this fucking card? Like, you know, like you start to become paranoid and you're just like, I kept getting the tower and the 3 of swords and I was just like waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like kind of like, oh, like oh, like every little noise. I was just like, oh my god. It's timid little mouse. So I got an interesting reading. The first thing I drew was the 5 of Wands, which is a card of conflict. And I find that to be interesting because it's from the perspective of a creator, like you see all these other forums jumping up and there's competition and bickering and like my forum's better, no, join mine, no mine, no mine. And you see a lot of people being like, well, maybe, and it's like a card of competition as well. So they're kind of like, well, why are we going to join your forum? And like, you know, like what is going to make, like draw us to there? So I do see like, you know, different camps and factions setting up, and especially where you've got such a large group splintering. I can totally see like why this card would come up, which is kind of sad. I would hope that our community would be like, there are lots of choices now and we all have niches and I get that, but I would hope that we would do it like a little less competitively. But I can already kind of, I don't know about you guys, but I can sense a little bit of like kind of like yeah, and honestly I've kind of like I can't say that I'm guilt-free here, where I've kind of just been like, but join my forum, like why are you joining that one, join mine. Like there's the little bit of the green-eyed monster in there. And I think this is just a reminder to be like, Holly, fucking stop it, knock that shit off. And then I got the King of Pentacles and I got the Queen of Pentacles. And where the forum is, my big worry about it is a financial worry. I can see this is just very interesting to me. The Queen of Pentacles is, I don't know, she's always spoken to me as somebody that just like, she spends money easy because she like spends emotionally, and where she's not necessarily wrong, she doesn't always think it through. And the King of Pentacles is somebody who's just like a little bit smarter with it, a little bit more logical with it. And getting that balance is going to be like, because I emotionally bought domains and I was like, AT is closing, GoDaddy.com. Like immediately. I think it's just kind of like saying, all right, your time to emotionally buy and spend, you did that. It's probably going to pay off for you. Yeah, Kaylin, stop spending your money. I'm going to have to lecture you about that later. This one is just kind of like, all right, time to be a little more wise about it, which I think is like, you know, take precautions to make sure that this money that you've invested emotionally, again, not necessarily a bad thing, but make sure that your investment is going to pay off in the long run by making smarter decisions. So I think that's kind of where that is. Like I wanted tarotsphere.com, but apparently somebody else has it. Like I didn't know. They've got like 3 blog posts from 2013 and I'm just like, they don't need it. Domain by service. And like, it's like, no, .net works just as well. Like, stop it. Like, you're fine. But that's kind of where I'm going with it. So I think just smart financial decisions and where you guys are like saying, definitely slow growth is probably the best kind of growth. It's the growth that sticks. So I think that's kind of, I think the forum's got a pretty decent future. I'm gonna pull for it. We'll pull a Hokusai for its future because I love this deck, and it's such a good deck for like future feels, which I know tarot doesn't really do, but it does a little. Admit it, you guys. Even if you don't fortune tell with tarot, like you love the spooky future woo.
Yes. Yes.
You're like, not, but like, yeah, kind of. Tarot doesn't tell the future. Ooh, like, you know, it's like I'm gonna pull a PM card and then figure out ways to make it fit. Like it's just kind of the way it goes. I pulled the sun for us.
Aww.
So I think it's the future is bright. It's a place to celebrate tarot in the community, and I love that that it gets the sun, which is just, it's a card about joy. It's a card about celebration. It's a joy about vitality and life. So I see it as a place that could thrive. But I'm you know me, like I'm emotionally invested in it at this point. So I hope it does well. It's my hope that it does well. All right. Anisha, what time is it? Oh shit, it's 10:30, you guys.
I know.
Oh my god.
I know. I know.
Oh my god.
Bedtime sped past us. Or old lady gent bedtime. Like.
Yeah, it's way past my old lady bedtime too. Good God. My husband's passed out in a chair.
I know. He's like, we're all starting to fall asleep now because we're old people. It's fine. I like how we're like, it's the younger generation. 10 o'clock. Oh my god.
Yeah.
We're so young.
Yeah.
We're hip. We're cool.
I know if you've ever uttered the phrase "the music today sucks," it's official. You're done. Like it's. I might have uttered it today twice. Anyway, does anybody want to add or say or do anything else before we shut it down? You guys?
I just want to say thank you for having us, and
yeah,
this is my first like Google Hangouts, YouTube, whatever, and it was amazing.
Yeah, same here. This was awesome.
This was fantastic. I didn't know what to expect, and it was fun. It was so good. Also, I will email Holly the list of all the decks we talked about tonight.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm probably not gonna. I'm gonna go right home, cram a slice of pizza down my gullet, and then go to bed. But because there's nothing healthier than pizza before bedtime.
Yeah.
I will update the description box tomorrow morning first thing with the links to all the decks that we discussed. And then I'm thinking I would like to do another live chat, but I would love to do it. Tarot Sphere has its own YouTube channel now.
Yes.
So
Perfect.
I would love to maybe do something like this on there.
That would be cool. Yeah.
But like the deck collector problems, or what was it?
The tarot reader problems. Yeah.
I would love to do a tarot reader problems. That is amusing, and we should totally do it. It'll be amazing.
Yes.
Basically, it's just gonna be a stitch and bitch. So.
Yes.
We should do that on there.
Yeah, but see, at least for me, this was so great because nobody else wants to listen to me like complain or gush about tarot. They're just like,
right?
oh, whatever. So.
I always want to listen to you. Complain about it. Bitching is secretly my favorite hobby. Second.
It's just gonna be a bitch fest.
Yes.
In order, it would be bitching, tarot, and eating. Like.
Yeah.
Yep, Lisa, that is exactly what we're gonna do. But we're gonna PG-13 that name.
Yeah.
Tarot pet peeve. All right, you guys, I'm shutting it down.
Right.
Colleen, Leona, Ivan, thank you so much for joining me tonight. You guys can catch them on their respective channels. I will post links below. Amy was with us earlier. Her channel isn't active, which makes me sad. Sometimes she's on, sometimes she's not, and I'm just like, just decide. Like she knows she wants to be a YouTuber. She's gonna catch.
We all secretly want to be.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. No, go.
So we all really want to be.
Yeah, why not? It's fun. It takes nothing but time. It's like time and I don't know, webcam money. But anyway, all right. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and have a wonderful night, Tarot Sphere. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Yeah.